The tour is far from over, but tonight is Tony Head's last performance. He has filming commitments in the UK.
We may well work with him again in some way, but it may be the last time we quite do Sebastian and the Prime Minister together. It was a special kind of chemistry between us, you know, and yeah, it's sad. Come on, Trouble.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you when we come back.
Oh, that's a nice job.
This tour could well mark the end of Little Britain. Who knows how long Sebastian will have to wait to get his man.
Thanks for coming along. Thank you.
How are you? All right?
How are you? All right?
Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming.
A Sydney map. Oh. Is there a helpline for you?
I hope so.
We're from Bournemouth. My husband addresses as Anne. Please, can you help?
Thank you.
Cheers, man. That's it.
Right.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
The second venue in Sydney is the largest on the Australian tour, with a capacity of 9,000 people. They played to bigger audiences in the UK, but somewhat surprisingly, the nerves have returned.
Suddenly absolutely crapping myself.
It's tense, isn't it?
Yeah.
It creeps up on you and you go, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Actually, in front of a hell of a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just
I
wasn't familiar.
think I'm in control of what I'm doing, but I'm not entirely sure. At any moment I might forget and might just start curl into a ball on stage and start crying. Rocking and crying, going, please help me. I
Somebody
can't do this
cradle
anymore.
me. Yeah. Someone cradle me, please.
After over 200 shows, inevitably there are moments on stage where Matt and David have got playful, unpredictable, or simply libelous.
Margaret! Margaret!
Yes!
That wasn't the right Margaret.
Right.
No. That was a series of pissed-up Aussies.
Right.
A little too much to drink in the interval, I think.
Yes.
For them.
Yeah, that's not Margaret, that's just someone up for the crack. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, yes.
You're up for crack, aren't you, Matt?
I have no idea what you're talking about. What are you...
I think we all know, Matt.
What do you mean, drugs or men's bottoms here? What are we saying?
Oh. I mean, you like to put your penis in men's bottoms. That's all I'm... Don't deny it. I've seen you do it.
Yeah, well...
Go with it.
Yeah, all right, well, yeah, I do. I come home and I like to put my penis in men's bottoms. Yes, I do. Yeah, I can be open about that, yeah. Unlike some.
How does everyone know but me? Oh, you suck a few cocks, you get a reputation. I don't know.
As their time in Sydney nears its end, Matt, David and some friends are venturing into the suburbs for a rare night out. There's another Little Britain show in town, and they're planning to pay a surprise visit.
It's a magical mystery tour to see a drag version of Little Britain, or a drag act that incorporates bits of Little Britain.
Which is almost what we do, isn't it?
Yeah.
It turns out they're in for a rare treat. This 30-minute show features whole Little Britain sketches cleverly edited together into a dance track.
Hi there. Hello.
Hello.
Well, we're very inconspicuous with the camera crew.
Yeah.
Oh, I just dream of the day I can meet other gays who understand what it's like to be a gay. I wish there were more things for gay people to do around here. It's so lonely being the only gay in the village.
What you on about? There's loads of things to do. You just gotta look in the local paper. Now, lesbians, bisexuals, transgender. Oh, there we are. Gay section. Gay men's choir. Gay rambling society. Gay book club. Gay sex club. Gay Nation of Islam.
Not much going on, is there?
I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it.
I'm a lady. Oh, a drinky poo-poo. I wouldn't normally come to a rough tavern such as this with its clientele of truck drivers and construction workers. I just stepped in from the rain. Chin-chin.
I didn't because I couldn't, because I was actually busy doing 2 million hours community service. And anyway, I couldn't have made it myself even if I'd actually wanted to, because I can't read or write, because I'm like totally dyslexic.
It's like Little Britain.
Matt.
The remix.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
How are you?
Lovely to meet you.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
How are you?
Farron or Frank.
How are you? All right.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
That's our blacksmith.
No, it's a great show. I think,
That's
you know...
our dresser.
how are you?
Doing?
Very well, thank you.
You know, you've put it together so brilliantly. You know, it's because it's something of its own. Do you know what I mean?
It was,
And,
initially, it was just supposed to have a little Britain character walk in, say a line and walk off again. But then I had all the dialogue in front of me, and I'm sitting there going through it all thinking, fuck, I can't just use one
But
little
you've
bit of this.
you've got bits from different sketches and put them all
Yeah,
together, and then
I've
it's
got your
all...
whole collection.
But with the music as well, it makes it into something really, really different.
That's great,
It was
though.
kind
I
of-
like the padding.
I like the way that your one
was
has
laughing
padding.
my head off.
Well,
I
every character.
afternoon.
I was in
If Matt came in,
hysterics.
he'd probably say, they've made those costumes fatter than
No,
that."
I liked it. I liked
Well,
it.
also you were egg-shaped. You were sort of egg-shaped. Can you show us the costumes?
The costumes from our shows from this in here, if I know you're coming.
Very nice outfit.
Oh, wow.
Our costume room.
Oh, my
Oh
word.
my God! It's a treasure trove, isn't it?
It is.
And that's great.
Brilliant.
Well, Vicky, I couldn't find Kappa jackets anywhere. I went on the web to
I think
Italy
we've killed
and
off the
Spain
Kappa
and-
brand.
So I ended up having to make it out of an iron-on transfer and iron it onto.
That's great for Kenny, isn't it?
That's the.
With, what's with the breasts?
Look,
Breasts
it's
there.
difficult to do.
It's great.
I sat for hours trying to get the
It's fantastic, though.
shapes right. Well, there must be a lot of
fantastic,
people
thank
dressing up like the characters.
There
You
are,
must see
but
it
I
all the
don't think
time.
anybody's doing it. You see, the great thing is you've combined what you do and use a bit of what we do to create something new. You see, and I think I find that very, very flattering.
Thank you. I've got to go and do my
Thank
dance
you.
thing.
Yes, you
so
do.
Have
All
a
right, well,
wonderful
good luck
time.
with the rest
Enjoy
of the
the rest
show.
of Thank you. And
Thank
the rest
you.
of your trip to Australia.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
Keep well.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I always find them very attractive.
What a lovely lady.
I know.
What a very nice lady, wasn't it?
That's fine.
Very nice.
The tour is approaching the halfway mark, but after the delights and distractions of Melbourne and Sydney, this is where the grind begins.
Ah, Adelaide Entertainment Centre, is that where we're on? Wow. Look, I never thought we'd be doing our show somewhere where there's palm trees.
It's interval time at the first show in Adelaide, and there's high spirits in the dressing room. But all that's about to change.
Very delicately painted eyebrows, aren't they?
On telly, you don't usually paint them on. You would stick them on.
I'm trying to put my bloody thing on. You pervert! I've got to put that on without showing you my knob, you dirty bastard. Piss off, you dirty bastard. This isn't relevant.
David is handed a letter from a fan who'd seen the previous night's show and failed to see the funny side of Des Kay.
Fan letter?
No, it's a letter of complaint.
From?
But it's actually a bit serious. Somebody's saying they've been sexually molested and they think the Des Kay character's too far.
Really?
Well, tell us.
Dear Mr. Williams, I was shocked, dismayed and disappointed by the character Des Kay, whose selection of a victim and consequent molestation of the boy seemed a great joke. For me, this was not a joke. For me, it went too far. I was molested when I was very young, 3 years, and raped up the arse, to be crude. One can rationalise this is all right to expose the truth, however, and can have a downside as people laugh, think it's funny, but may give further licence to those perpetrators who think that molestation of boys, girls or adults is all right. I may be wrong. Everyone else laughed, didn't they? Who am I to judge? So it's a strong letter.
Would you reply to that?
Yeah, there is an address, actually. I suppose, you know, if it was a child, it wouldn't be funny, but because it's an adult and we're on stage, to me, there are no subjects that you can't make jokes out of, because if you make that line, then you have to get rid of all comedy, because you have to say that, you know, there's no point. The comedy could only do this, this, and this, and therefore you might as well not have it.
After a weekend in Adelaide, the tour heads for the Gold Coast towards subtropical Brisbane.
It.
Oh, it's lovely. It's like being cuddled. Oh.
Hello, Iggy. If she wants to wake up, she's more than welcome. Feel free to pet her. She's completely safe. Where's her head? Sorry, I'm just trying to... Oh, under your arm, right. Oh!
I thought you were doing that.
Hand raised here at Australia Zoo.
At the first night in Brisbane, a problem looms for David. It seems the boys here keep their belts fastened a little bit tighter. Des Kay pulls his back, and David returns to the dressing room in pain.
Just wet.
You okay?
Lying down on the floor.
I'm trying to get your back as straight as you can.
I've never really had that much before. I just felt it like, wow. Suddenly, like, whatever's
I think it is.
sort of there supporting you, it's just like goes, boom.
Is that the 5?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Anyone else would be able to just go home now, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, the show must go on, despite the best efforts of a strangely talkative Brisbane audience.
She says she doesn't think so. She says, I'm laughing because there's a woman here.
Yes, the woman was just talking because you were saying a lie.
She's chatting to us.
Shut up, you stupid cow!
Put the camera on this woman. Is there a camera? Put the camera on this mad thing, if there's a camera. This is truly, we went to Australia Zoo today and I think we saw you. I swear. But it was in a cage. Well, look at this thing.
Brisbane's Vicky Pollard. That's it.
After Brizzy, Little Britain Live moves on to the final stretch of the tour. Via the Australian capital of Canberra, it returns to its starting point in Melbourne, a month after their first show down under.
I went to the show last night, and Vicky was on stage, and she said, I went to Ramsay Street to see Ned, but I couldn't see Ned, but I got fingered by Harold Bishop. Well, the whole theatre just turned and looked at me. I said, yes. Just had to let it go with that. Can't win.
So it was a lie?
No.
After Vicky's earlier exploits on Ramsay Street, it's now Matt and David's turn to visit the home of Australia's most famous TV export.
apparently part of the reason there's security here is because people have been coming and doing antisocial things. Is that right?
I heard talk of shagging.
Oh, yes. That's happened, yes. I'm sure there are a few children in this world with the first name of Ramsey.
Right.
I'm sure that's happened.
What, so people think, oh, I'd like to have a shag on like Mrs. Mangle's front lawn. That'll be a turn on.
Well, wouldn't do a thing for me, but there you go.
So someone in that house?
There is.
They don't mind?
No, they don't mind. No, they're our good friends.
Okay.
So these are real houses and real people.
They really are. They really are.
Wow.
Forget the international success of Little Britain. Matt and David will ensure Andy and Lou's place in the annals of television history in the time-honoured tradition of the neighbours cameo.
Well, there's some aspects of our relationship in Andy and Lou. My laziness. They're the characters that I think most sum up what we've got together. You know, they're most indicative of two people working together who've known each other for a long time, and we just kind of instinctively know what the other one's doing. Even if we haven't rehearsed something that much, we tend not to upstage each other in those characters. We just, you know, I can't see him. He's there. He can't see my face. But somehow, it just kind of works. To remind us, Andy can walk.
There's one joke which never gets talked about. It's one of my favourite ones that they do with them, is when this moronic, monosyllabic trog sitting in this wheelchair has these moments of clarity and he's really erudite. But we never see that, because it's when Lou goes, but you said you didn't want to go to the circus because you thought it was, and then we'll do this long kind of articulate explanation of why. But I always like that joke, but no one ever seems to pick up on that.
Matthew Lucas.
Halve Pepchen.
This is it. This is the big one. I don't.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? All right?
Good.
Hiya.
Carla.
Hiya, Matt.
Once you're in Australia, there's a few things that are very iconic for British people, aren't there? And main thing is sharks and neighbours.
All right, hi there, and you, Matt. Hello.
Hi again. Hey,
How you doing?
Hi.
Sorry to... Hello there.
You're right, mate.
How you finding it? All right?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Excellent. I was very aware that lots of people had had cameos in Neighbours, like Derek Nimmo and Chris Lowe out of the Pet Shop Boys. So I was quite happy to be added to that list.
And action.
Sounds fascinating.
It is. The big drug companies invest millions, but if the clinical trial goes badly, down the drain.
Do you cook?
Mm-hmm. Tea and toast. That's one of the things I miss about a relationship. And dinner waiting for you when you walk in the door. I might be a bit old-fashioned, but I think nature designed us to do certain things well, and we should work to those strengths. Men are adept at going out and working, and women are much better at staying home and nesting.
It's a shame in a way that people probably know, in Britain, you probably know it's going to be on. There'll be some sort of press that tonight's episode features on. But it'd be much better if you didn't know we were going to be on it. It would just be more, amuse me more as a sort of joke, you know.
Good evening. How are the meals?
Very nice, thank you.
Fine.
Like everything I do as Lou and Andy, though, I never get to see it very well because of the glasses. So my memories of going on at Live 8 in front of hundreds of thousands of people are blurred. Do you know what? I really did enjoy it. It felt quite sort of subversive to be in, to be in it. It was very enjoyable.
Felt a bit of unfair on the actors whose scene it was.
I know, I did apologise.
Because they're doing a scene and there's something strange happening in the background. I felt a bit, because it was quite a sort of serious scene. It wasn't like a big emotional scene, but it seemed like it was quite an intense conversation happening.
Little Britain Live has just one more week to live and heads to Western Australia and its capital, imaginatively named by its Scottish invader, Perth. Backstage, thoughts are turning to home and proud parents. Unsurprisingly, Matt and David's biggest fans.
Well, on Tuesday afternoon, me and your father went down to Epsom because Clinton Cars had a Little Britain exhibition on. Like surely a display. The exhibition, there's all the things in the window. And then this woman started looking at the cards, and I told her who I was. So the image is my mum and dad taking an afternoon loitering in Clinton cards, waiting for someone to glance at the Lou and Andy birthday card. That's my son!
But sometimes I get this. Mates, I'm in Clinton cards in Raglets, and the Daffids, they've been reduced from 19.99 to 4.99. Do you want me to buy some?
God, isn't it?
Now, that's a positive thing to her. To me, it's Matt, your popularity is waning.
Yeah. I feel quite relieved that the tour's coming to an end. You know, I've enjoyed it because I kind of want to get back to being properly kind of creative. Because when you're on stage, you're recreating something, whereas when you're writing something, you're creating something from scratch. And I found it sometimes hard, you know, at the start of the show to think, you know, we've got to do the same lines again.
But is the end of this record-breaking live tour also the end of Little Britain?
The end of Little Britain, you know. And obviously we're reluctant to say that because we might decide one day that we might want to do some more. So that's why we don't. But I mean, there may very well never be any more series. But then you see, we might do things with the characters and people go, you said you weren't doing any more, now look at you. Oh, sorry, you know. I mean, people want to kill it off right from the start. You know, people, when you're doing a first series, well, you can do another one. Yes. For the second series, obviously you're not going to do another series, are you? Yes. What? It's heresy, you're doing a third series. It's just strange.
There comes a point in your life when you have to move on, and it's done. It's done now, I think. I always say it's done, and then next week I say, guess what, we're playing Kuala Lumpur.
Here,
I mean, the weird thing was those 3 years of it being on telly went past in the blink of an eye. You know, could be the most defining moment of my life, and yet it's just sort of gone. But the thing is moving it on, and you know, the next stage.
So that's a 240-something show, and there's still an audience who are excited to come and see us.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And we still were able
Although we
to
didn't have to come to Perth to find them.
Yes, this is true.
We've come to like the absolute end of the earth.
Forget the fact that we've come to the other side of the world. There was still an audience who wanted to see us, who laughed when we hoped they would.
With their departure from Australia imminent, Matt and David are taking the time to review their reviews.
Yeah, but no, but it triumphs on stage. Oh, that's all right.
This is in the Perth paper. Anyone taking a child aged 10 or under may have some serious explaining to do, given Walliams' ribald dialogue and sexual antics. I think they mean on stage. I hope they mean on stage.
They'll be out of the limelight for a while, they hope, as their immediate future lies in a bigger country than little old Britain.
What we've got going on in America is we've got this series on HBO, but we've also got a film deal. So we're working with a couple of different people. I can't quite comprehend it. It's not real to me, just because it's a dream one day you'll go and work in America, but it just kind of, I don't feel ready for it. But well, it's happening, so I might as well embrace it.
The final show must start and end early, as Matt and David are flying to Japan to promote a DVD.
It's hard to know, to sum up all your hard work, but I feel this does. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you know we've got to dash up afterwards, so officially we say our goodbyes now, but thank you, everybody.
A reminder to everybody, we need to start the show promptly at 7:30, so if everybody can make sure we're ready to roll. Everybody.
I don't want to get too wrapped up in the emotion of it. I just think we've got a job to do. You imagine like your last show will be your best show, and that there'll be a standing ovation and everybody understands the kind of resonance and relevance of it all, but that will not happen.
public want me. One last time.
After performing to, well, not that far off 1 million people, the last night is indeed just like every other night. Except for one little thing.
Sorry, I did try and stop it. I couldn't stop it.
May I be the first to say bless you?
Thank you.
I quite like the feeling of starting again. And in America, there's very little awareness of us. So we'll just get judged as this new thing, and it'll be exciting to try and, you know, make a new audience laugh.
I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, 9:20.
It's been a journey, hasn't it?
It's weird when time is over, isn't it? It's nice that there's some lovely people been around for the whole time. Yeah, it is nice.
Lovely to see you.
Look after yourself, yeah?
Thank you very much.
See you later down the line?
Absolutely.
Thanks, big guy.
Pleasure, mate.
Thank you.
Have a safe journey. Cosmo, yes, Cosmo. Cosmo, you getting in?
I'll
Bye. As soon as it's finished, you're on to the next thing, aren't you? You look back on it in years to come, but you don't look back on it yet. David, do you remember that last night in Perth?
When I sneezed.
You sneezed.
We've got nothing more to give. Please leave us alone.
You propose to follow us for the rest of our lives?
We've given all we can to the people of Australia.
I gave my hair.
Now we're taking our madcap humour to Japan.
So strange. Why are we going to Japan? What are they going to make of us in Japan? What'll happen is we'll get on the plane and I'll take a sleeping pill, and just as I'm drifting off, I think, I never said that line right.
I've never said that line right.
God bless. The end. Goodbye.
Bye. See you.
See you later.
Take care, man. Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers. See you later.
Righty-ho, lovely